Hey, welcome. Today we're going to do a three-part little mini series of flows that you can practice completely separately or together. These are really great to get into your shoulders and also to start to build some strength for inversions. We were lucky enough to have Kat and Nick here visiting from Chicago, and they're going to help me out. I'm going to start with 10 minutes, a little flow to stretch out, open up your chest and shoulders using the wall and some straps. Nick is going to do 20 minutes of inversions using the wall, and then Kat will get us all stretched out, another little shoulder flow to finish off. We're in kind of a weird corner here, so you can see the side and the front profiles, so play along and enjoy. All right, guys, we will start in a child's pose today facing the wall. So flip it around. You can be pretty close or pretty far, doesn't really matter. Knees as wide as is comfortable for you. Yeah, and just kind of settle in. So find any little movements here. Begin to notice your breath. And begin to send your breath into your shoulders and into your upper back. So really feel a sense of stretching out, of filling up. Let your breath get a little bit louder, a little bit slower maybe if it's choppy. And then bring your palms together in front of you, bend your elbows, and take your hands to the back of your head toward your neck. You can shimmy your elbows a little bit forward. It's still early, so find a little stretch through your triceps. We'll take one more full breath here. Bring your hands to the ground, come to a tabletop, and then lower slowly onto your belly. Bring your forearms, parallel to each other like you're taking a Sphinx pose with your fingertips touching the baseboard or the edge of the wall. Think of rolling your shoulders back, reaching your heart forward. Breathe into your chest. Breathe into your shoulders. And then either stay here, or if you want a little bit more, we're going to take our hands up the wall as high as you'd like, and you can start to relax your head down between your hands. So just finding another different stretch through your shoulders, through your chest. Nice, let's take one more. Walk your hands back down toward the ground. Press to hands and knees. And find your way to a downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Take any little movements, pedal out, sway side to side. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, gently walk your feet toward your hands. So watch the wall, you're pretty close. Lift halfway up, make sure you don't hit your head, breathe in. Exhale, fold, relax your head and neck. Bend your knees, you've got a nice deep bend here. Slowly roll up to standing. So your head and neck are the very last thing to come up. You're stacking through your spine. And lift your shoulders to your ears, breathe in. Exhale, roll your shoulders down your back. Two more like that. Inhale, lift your shoulders. Exhale, release your shoulders down your back. Nice, one more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Place your palms on the wall in front of you and then step back as much as you need. So you're sort of taking a modified down dog with the wall. You can relax your head between your hands. Press back if you need to adjust your legs, adjust your arms, feel free. Nice. Awesome, and then slowly walk yourself back up. So we're gonna come pretty close to the wall, chest still facing the wall. Slide your right hand out to the side. You might borrow your neighbor a little bit. Yep, and then start to turn your body toward the left, just as far as feels good. And a little stretch to the front of your shoulder, your chest. Excellent, and then slowly come back towards center, belly toward the wall. Switch, left arm reaches down the wall. Twist toward your right. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Keep breathing. Excellent, come back to center. So you're going to turn so that your right side is toward the wall, however that is for you. Bring your right hand to the wall, your left arm up and over, and step your left foot over your right and press as far away as you need to find a nice stretch through your side. And slowly come back to standing, and we'll switch. So your left side is toward the wall. Right foot over your left, right arm over the top, find a nice stretch. So we're all a little different. Shape, size, flexibility, feel free to adjust and find what works for you. Really press your hips out, get long through your side body. Excellent, come back up. And then find your straps. You can come toward the top of your mat. You're gonna open up your strap pretty wide, and we'll probably have to stagger here so we're not hitting each other. Yeah, so maybe James a little bit back, Nick a little bit forward, nice. Create a little soft stance with your knees, so feet pretty wide. Hold your strap as wide as you think you're gonna need. Arms straight is the goal. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. And exhale, take it all the way down toward your butt. If you need to bend your elbows, feel free to open a little wider, yeah. And then just move like that. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower. And continue to move with your breath. Whatever pace feels good. And if there's any spot that's really tight, feel free to hold it there, breathe into it. Maybe close your eyes. If you don't have a strap at home, you can always use a belt or a scarf, a tie, or something for this. Let's take a couple more full breaths in and out. And the next time you're at the top, arms overhead, take a little stretch to one side. You can drop one hand and stretch to the other side. And then anything else that feels good, some movement, circles, twisting. Yeah. Find that nice range of motion there. James has got the plants. Awesome, and you can let your strap go down to the ground. Come toward the top of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky, big breath. Exhale, cactus, bend your elbows, press your hips forward, open up through your chest. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to a high plank upper push-up and hold there. Take a big breath in. Lower slowly all the way to your belly. Fingertips come out wide off your mat. You can tent your palms so just your fingers are down. Yeah, peel your heart off your mat, breathe in, really roll your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, lower down. And we'll do two more like that with your breath. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. And on this last one, hold it at the top, breathe in. And then exhale, drop your left shoulder in, look over your right shoulder. Yeah, back to center, breathe in. Right shoulder drops in, look over your left. One more time in each direction. Beautiful, lift it back up, lower down slowly. And press yourself to child's pose. If it felt nice to bring your palms together, hands to the back of your head, bending your elbows, you can do that little tricep stretch. Hands can stay out in front, or you can always wrap your hands around to your feet to really relax your shoulders down to the ground. Just check back in with your breath. Smooth everything out again, reconnect. If your hands are at the back of your head, release them to your mat. And gently walk your hands in so you're coming to a seat on your feet. Knees can come together. Palms together in front of your heart. A little bit more open? Yeah? Sweet. We'll gently bow our heads. Namaste. All right.
All right, guys, now into part two. This is, we're moving into the inversions, and we're gonna go up against the wall quite a bit. So really working on first forward bends to help activate our core, help get our back stretched out and our legs a little bit more open. When we go into these, we wanna really be able to jump up and hold, and it really helps if that lower stuff's all opened up and good to go. So, we'll start with that, seated positions. If everyone's come to the front of your mat and just sit in a comfortable cross-legged seated position. However you want, doesn't have to be double pigeon or anything crazy, but just come into closing your eyes and just trying to think about your stomach, okay? So just really breathing in and out of your nose fully and trying to engage your diaphragm. So stomach out, and then lungs open up on the inhale, and on your exhale, stomach in, and then chest relax down on the exhale. Focus on your breath. Nice, slow. Just trying to extend them out. And we'll get a little bit of neck stretch going here. So let's bring chin to chest, and just slowly chin down, and relaxing the head down. Still focusing on your breath. Remember, stomach first and then lungs. Regardless of an inhale or an exhale, doesn't matter. And just see if you can bring that chin a little bit closer into your chest. Maintain posture. From here, let's start to roll the head, go around to the right to begin with. Then just go up and over your right shoulder, looking up as you go backwards, over to the left. Over the top of your left shoulder, look down as you come forward through center. And we're just trying to stretch out the neck. Let's get one more time around. We're gonna do some headstands today, so we want to make sure our neck is good to go for that. Come to center and then just reverse the direction. So going up and over the left shoulder, look up as you go backwards, and over to the right, and over the top. And then again, we'll do one more time around, just over the left to begin with, looking up, over the right, and then coming back to center. Okay, then we'll open our eyes, lift up. From here, let's take our right leg and just go straight out in front. Okay, Janushrishasana, we want our left knee in and sole of the foot touching our right thigh. Then both hands just reach down for the right foot. Chest coming down, chin coming down, lean forward. See if you can slowly reach your fingertips out. And we want to focus again on our hips here. So if you want, it's okay to give that right knee a little bit of a bend or a lot of bit of a bend, and try to bring your chest into your knee. Focus on your hips, send your sit bones back and chest to the knee. Bend the elbows, use the leverage of your arms, relax your head and your neck. One more breath here. Good, slowly coming up and back to seated. Let's just switch sides, working on our left leg. Right foot coming into the thigh, leaning forward, reaching out for that left leg. Again, feeling free to bend that left knee. Hands around the foot, knee to the chest. Relax the head and the neck, and focus on those sit bones. Where's that left femur bone at? Where does it connect to your pelvis? Send that sit bone back and roll the top of your hips forward. Last breath here. Good, then slowly coming back up to a seated position. Okay, from here, let's go ahead and head to the wall. we're gonna kneel next to the wall and bring our feet so that our heels are touching the wall. Okay, so kneeling down, heels against the wall. And then from here, just walk your hands forward. And you're just gonna reach them forward. Keep your hips high and see if you can reach your fingertips all the way out as far as you can. Chin down, chest down. And then start to look towards the front of the room. Now, if this is hard on your neck, you can always bring the right side of your face down to the mat and still keep working on chest towards the floor. Sit bones high, focusing on opening up through the hamstrings, through our glutes, and see if we can get that chest all the way to the mat. Now, if it's down, stay right there. If it's not, start to work your hands forward just a little bit more, see if you can get that chest down. It's okay to come out of that 90-degree bend at the hips. Okay, hands forward one more inch. Feel free to switch sides of your face. Go to the left side now, and sit bones high. Good. From here, let's slowly walk back up to a tabletop position, hands down, knees down, and we want to focus on everything at 90 degrees. So shoulders, hips, knees, and wrists. Okay, from here, let's just go into a little down dog stretch against the wall. So this is gonna feel a little bit like a handstand, and what we wanna do is first straighten our knees, and then start to walk our feet up the wall. Okay, find 90 degrees to the wall. And again, it's okay to give your knees a little bit of a bend. Okay, hips high. And just hold 5 breaths there. Okay, really focusing on stretching out elbows, keeping our chest open, pushing your shoulders towards the wall. If your feet start to slip down the wall, push your shoulders towards the wall even more. The one thing we don't want to see is feet too high, or we're doing a plank with our feet on the wall. Okay, we want to keep the chest towards the wall and looking at the wall. After 5 breaths, let's walk down, heels again against the wall, and then just come back to that child's pose and relaxing down. Good, find your breath. And we're just doing a couple breaths here. Again, feeling free to stretch out those shoulders, so if you want, you can bring your hips a little bit higher up and continue again to work a little bit more on stretching out through the shoulders. Good, one more breath here. And then we're gonna start to prep and do exactly what we just did on the wall, but this time we're gonna bring it out a little bit further. So come back up, hands and knees, heels against the wall. Watch for just a second. We're gonna straighten knees, walk up, find 90 degrees, just like we did before, but this time we're taking one leg wide. And bring that foot all the way to the center of the room, trying to open your legs as wide as possible. Hold for 3 breaths, and then switch, plants. And we're opening up a little bit more. Okay, on the other side. 3 breaths there as well, then we walk down, and again, rest in child's pose, okay? Guys, go ahead and go. Remember, straighten the knees first, then walk up the wall, and then go ahead and take that leg wide right away. Good, and really just try to stretch out through the legs. Keep your foot connected to the wall. This will help make sure that you're not gonna go flipping over. Okay, the last thing we wanna do is roll over the top. Trust me, it doesn't feel good. And then let's go ahead and switch legs after 3 breaths. Again, stretching that leg as wide apart as we can. Good, one more breath here. And then slowly walking back down the wall. Okay, so we're starting in handstands today. We're gonna move to forearm balances, and then after that we'll do some headstands, okay? So, first things first, let's turn, face the wall, okay? And then from here, we're gonna do just like we did before, so watch for just a second. We wanna come to a down dog, and then walk 1 foot really far forward. Then we start swinging our back leg. It's 90% top leg that gets us up, and 10% jumping leg, all right? So really focus on, again, opening up. That flexibility through your legs is hugely important, okay? We swing, we kick, and I'm trying to keep my feet low so I don't kick plants. And use your feet, okay? Trying to keep them together if you can at all times, and then just trying to find your balance in a handstand, okay? Let's go ahead and give that a try. And I'll come around and adjust you guys through this for a couple minutes. So keep trying, jumping up. Good, see if you can find that balance. And if you're struggling with the balance, one thing you can do is just keep your feet on the wall. That's okay, and just hold for as long as you can. This is a great exercise, and I always challenge a lot of my students. See if you can hold it for a minute. If you can hold it for a minute, every day, for a month, you'll be really good at handstands afterwards. So technically, that's 30 days. 1 minute a day, 30 minutes. Exactly. Good. Now one thing I'm going to do when I'm focusing on the adjustment here is where my hands are, right on the hips, okay? And we want to lift those hips up. This helps show her where to engage and where to push higher. You want to keep open through the shoulders the whole way up and try to point your toes to the ceiling, touching your toes to the ceiling, okay? Whenever you come down, just like she did, one leg at a time, so you don't slam your toes into the ground. Again, that doesn't feel good. Good to go again?
Sure.
Good. Awesome. He's got a really good inversion practice here. So we're lifting up. We want to point our toes to the ceiling. Keep our legs together and activated. So think flex your legs, but point your toes. Okay, and then open up through the shoulders, squeeze shoulder blades together, lift, and push through your entire palm of your hand. Think roots of a tree. You want to root into the ground to lift up. Okay? At your own rate, take child's pose between, and then whenever you're ready, try the next one. Let me know when you guys are ready. Now one thing we can do is also face the wall a little bit, okay? Or we can face away from the wall. And that's kind of the scary part. You're jumping out away from the wall, you're not used to it. It's good to know how to do a cartwheel in that situation. Move one hand and roll out if you push too far. There you go. Coming down whenever you're ready. One leg at a time. Good, 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 good. Nice job. Awesome, nice catch. Feet together, pushing up, lift up through the hips and through the shoulders. There you go. Nice job. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a child's pose, and we'll move on to forearm balances. Okay, so watch me. What we want to do is just like we did in a handstand, we want to come into that child's pose and stretch out through the shoulders. What this does is it helps open our shoulders up so that when we go up, they're really open and it's not preventing us by having our shoulders not be able to go up any higher. Okay, think about your scapula, your shoulder blades, and Kat's going to talk about this in her. So you want to open up and lift your hands high. Okay, I really hope so, with the shoulders open. We'll turn away from the wall, heels again touching, and then we're going to lower to our forearms. Now options here, you can take hands, wrap them around your triceps, or interlace hands. Okay? Actually, let me back up. Wrap them around your triceps. What this does is it helps make sure our shoulders are right on top of our elbows. Okay? And it's not just touching, because then our elbows are too wide apart. If your elbows are too wide, it's really like there's a lot of strength involved. But if you bring them in close enough, right under the shoulders, then it's all about leverage, and it's a lot easier in this situation, okay? So hands are interlaced. This will give us more strength when we're up, or you can take hands wide apart, palms down. This will help give you more balance, okay? So from here, let's, just like we did in handstands, straighten the knees, walk up, find 90 degrees, and again, hold for 5 breaths, but we're gonna skip the 5 breaths, and let's go ahead and take one leg wide as we can, just to save some time, towards the center of the room, and just kick out, separating wide. Again, 3 breaths there, and then switch 3 breaths the other direction. Other leg. Good. After 3 breaths, 6 breaths total, we walk down and we rest in child's pose. Again, feeling free to open up our shoulders. You can take your hands forward, hips high, side of the face down, chin down, or other side of the face down. Okay, trying to get that chest out of the floor. This is at your own discretion, child's pose, or stretching out the shoulders. Good, now while you guys are resting, I'm gonna go ahead and demo the next part. We wanna face the wall. Okay, forearms are down. We measure the distance, okay? Wrapping around the triceps, not just touching, all the way around. Hands interlaced or flat. Remember, interlaced for more strength, flat for more balance. Then we walk up, walk 1 foot way in, just like we did in the handstand. Swing, 90% swing leg, 10% jumping leg, and kick up, okay? Now look down at the ground, right between your wrists, and see if you can lift your feet off the wall, holding for 5 breaths. Okay? After 5, remember 1 leg at a time, coming back down, and rest in child's pose. Cool? Give that a bunch of tries. Again, I'll come around and help you guys out. Awesome. Find that wall. And just like the handstand, we're lifting up through the shoulders and through the hips. So we want to lift the hips high, point the toes like you're trying to touch the ceiling, and hold. Nice, no, you're right. Good. Lift the feet, touch the ceiling, open the shoulders. Good. You want to make as straight of a line as possible from shoulders all the way to the toes. Good. Awesome, James. Good. Lifting up through the hips. Get the toes to touch the ceiling. Hold, find that balance. And when you're ready, back down. Good, so this is great, especially if you have wrists that hurt. You can switch from a handstand to a forearm balance. You can still get the benefits of the inversion without being hard on the wrists. Cool? All right. So then we're moving on to onto our headstand. And now what you can do is you can double up your mat or even triple up your mat to help give you extra padding for your head. But what we're going to do is a tripod headstand. So we want hands down and then head down. And what we want to do is we want to aim for a triangle position. So I'm just going to use the strap to help identify perfect equilateral triangle. Equal on all sides, okay? Is what we want to kind of aim for. So you can think about your hands maybe as wide as your shoulders. That's pretty much what you want to aim for. And then aim your head for the top of that triangle. Okay, and the strap is just there kind of as a cue, just to think how far my head should go out in front. You don't want a straight line head between the hands because you'll flip right over the top and come right back down on your back. And again, that doesn't feel good. We don't like that to happen. So let's think about where we place our head. And then, again, just like we did before, we want to straighten knees, lift hips. Okay? And now here, you can put a little bend at the waist. Okay? And this will help keep your feet over the center of your head, which makes it a lot easier to make sure you're not going to flip over the top and, again, hurt yourself. It doesn't feel good. Okay? And we can work on lowering down, barely touching our feet, coming back up. We can work on bending our knees, bringing our knees down into our armpits, lifting up to crow. Okay? We can lift and work a lot on. There's a lot of things you can do in handstand, headstand, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and give that a couple tries. Face the wall to begin with. This will help give you a little bit more comfort as you're coming up to make sure you're not going to hurt yourself. Now one thing with the headstand, if you do have a really sensitive neck, again, keep it forearm balances, handstands, just to make sure you're not going to hurt any of the vertebrae in your neck. It's a very sensitive area, and the last thing you want to do is hurt yourself. Awesome. Now one thing I like to do is, if there's ever a trick that I'm trying to do from like a handstand or a forearm balance, I like to go to a headstand, practice that trick in a headstand. Helps me kind of figure out exactly how to work that trick and then come back up. So one of the things I've been working on is pressing from crow to handstand really hard. But if you do that in a forearm balance, or I'm sorry, a headstand, makes it a lot easier to come up. Okay? Awesome, James. So if you guys want to try working on the crow portion, you can start in crow, facing the wall. Lower your head down, okay? Feet up, feet down, press up, okay? Now, I kind of cheat a little bit there. What you don't want to do is roll straight backwards. You want to lift straight up so your feet don't touch. So think lift up rather than just roll back. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that. Crow, headstand, tripod, back to crow. Awesome. Good. That's where we want to lift straight up and avoid feet touching the ground. Awesome. Okay, and of course you can do this side crow, you can do this twisting scissors, there's a lot of different things you can do with arm balances, switching from headstand into that. Today we're not going to get into that, but that's pretty much how to do your headstands, forearm balances, handstands, okay? And so let's go ahead and start to warm down a little bit. Stand up, face the wall, and again we want to work on opening our shoulders. So hands on the wall, feet are a little bit wider than your mat, and then just lean into it and try to open up through the shoulders, okay? You can bend the knees a little bit here, and the one thing we want to focus on is sticking our butt out so it goes to the center of the room away from the wall, stomach towards the floor, trying to send those sit bones out. Okay, think back bend here with your shoulders. Sit bones to the center of the room. Feel free to give those knees a bend and get that butt into the air. Focus on your tailbone, focus on the sit bone. Cool, now we stretch out through the opposite direction. So go ahead and walk your hands all the way to the floor. Keep your feet wide, bend your knees, and walk your shoulder blades into the wall. Walk all the way in, head down, shoulder blades connected to the wall. Bend the knees, walk your feet as close as they'll go, and then straighten your knees. And this will help open up through your hips. And you can keep doing that, keep working your feet a little closer to the wall, help stretch out the hamstrings, the glutes, and the lower back, okay? Shoulders can go down a little lower on the wall, and if you want to, you can start to lift your hands up off the floor. The force of pushing your shoulder blades onto the wall will keep your head from hitting the ground. Now, if you're flexible enough and you're able to get your head down, totally fine, because most of the weight's going to be displaced here on your feet. Okay? When you're ready, bend your knees, lower your hips down to the ground, and then slowly come out of this. Okay? Go ahead and flip over to your knees, squatting to your toes. Good. And then let's just bring hands to prayer and just thank ourselves for our hard work. Thanks, guys. Namaste.
Here we go. All right, my name is Kat, and I'm going to be leading the last and third portion of our little shoulder opening class today, and we're going to do a little bit more of a flow style. Getting into some, maybe a few binds and things like that, and then finish with a nice restorative Shavasana. How does that sound?
Great.
Cool. All right, let's go ahead and get started in Child's Pose. So bring the soles of your feet together. Knees as wide as feels comfortable to you, and stretch out your arms. Good. Connect once again to your breath, drawing a long inhale in through the nose. Long exhale out. Start to send your breath to your back. So we have our rib cage, and it actually is, kind of think of it like a corset, so it wraps all the way from the front to the back. See if you can inflate those back ribs, finding the expansion and relaxation there. Good. Take one more breath just as you are. And then on your next inhale, start to lift your hips slightly up, look forward. Good. We're gonna come to more of a tabletop position. So shifting the hips forward, we're gonna do something called thread the needle, which is something you guys may have done before. We're gonna do a little bit more core work with it. So we're gonna take the right arm, reach it high. And as you exhale, thread it through, but don't come all the way down. Inhale, take the arm back up. So starting to get a little bit into the obliques here. Good. Exhale, thread the arm down. Good. One more time. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, thread it through. This time, come all the way to resting on that right shoulder. Crawl the left arm forward. So reach it as far forward as you can get. Good. And then focus on drawing your hips back in space. So you're trying to create a long line of energy from your hip bones all the way through the hands. Good. If you ever have low back pain, this is a really nice stretch to start to get into some of those areas. You can stay here, or on your next inhale, go ahead and take that right arm up and reach it around, coming into a little half bind, reaching the arm behind your back. Good. And then starting to invite that right shoulder just to draw back. Finding the twist. Good. Awesome, you guys. Really good breathing. Inhale, reach that right arm back up. Place the palm down next to your face. And then press into the hand. Reach the arm back up, open it up, and then the hand comes down. Good. Left arm reaches up. So we're gonna do the same thing, thread it 3 times. Arm comes through underneath, kind of round the spine, and then inhale, reach it up. Good. Exhale, try to gaze at your navel as you take the arm through, so really round. Good. Inhale, take it up. Last time arm comes through, come to resting, and crawl your right arm forward. So again, we're creating space all the way from the tailbone through that arm. Yes, you're so flexible. That's good though. Keep breathing. That's the thing, as you start to teach, you start to notice there's all different types of bodies. Strong bodies, flexible bodies. We're all just trying to find that balance. Let's go ahead and reach the right arm up. If you took the half bind on the other side, go ahead and try it on this side. Tucking the arm either into the little crease of your hip, or just reaching as far as you can and then inviting that shoulder back. One of the keys to shoulder opening and binding is actually to relax. The more tension that we have in our body, the more that we hold in, the harder it's going to be to grab those things. So if you relax, everything kind of opens up nicely. Let's go ahead and take that arm back out in front, press into the palm, lift the left arm up. Hand comes back down. Good. And then let's take just a few cats and cows. Drawing the shoulders back. And then exhale, rounding and doming. And just move with your breath here. Really nice, you guys. On your next few rounds of breath, start to tuck those toes, lift the hips. Find a downward facing dog. Again, focusing on shoulders. What are our shoulders doing here? So both shoulder blades are drawing down your back in downward facing dog. And you're trying to almost guide them away from your ears, so create space. Your armpits are gazing in, wrapping in almost toward one another. So sometimes we like to say it looks like the armpits are smiling toward one another. That's going to create a nice support system in the back. Awesome, you guys. Really good breath. On your next inhale, look forward. Tiptoe your feet up to the top of your mat. Find a standing forward fold. Let's just take ragdoll pose here. Bend the knees, grab for opposite elbows. And I want you to pretend like your whole upper body is made of really loose taffy. So everything from the hips all the way down is just loose. You can sway side to side. If you like the variation better where you release the elbows, you can do that too. And the arms can just kind of hang really loosely. This looks really nice. Good. If you have your elbows, go ahead and release those. Take a nice little bend in your knees and then roll yourself all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders are going to draw up next to the ears and then feel them slide down your back. Good. We're going to take 3 nice shoulder rolls. So imagining our shoulder blades are 2 bars of soap sliding down the rib cage. We're going to inhale, shoulder blades come up, shoulders come up. Exhale, shoulders slide down the back, just gliding. Take 3 of those. And then exhale, just stand here for a moment. Close your eyes, standing in Tadasana, grounding down through the feet, feeling that energy travel all the way up the legs, up the spine. And your shoulders are just resting right at the top. And it's almost like you're wearing a cape behind you. Your shoulder blades are lifted and supported. You're standing tall. Really good, you guys. Inhale, open up the eyes. Arms are going to come straight up. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Hinge at the hips, little bend in the knee. As you inhale, nice halfway lift, shoulders draw back. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. One more time, press to the feet. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Samasthiti. One more time, inhale, reach and lift the arms up. Really press through the feet. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, hinge at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. We're going to take the left foot, step it back, find Anjaneyasana, low lunge. So that knee's going to drop down toward the ground. Inhale, the arms are going to come up. If you need to modify, you can place your hands either on the knee in front of you or as the arms come up. We're going to ground down through the front heel, okay? So as we ground down through the front heel, we're lunging into the front knee. We're going to find 3 shoulder opening circles. So bring your palms together, bring your elbows together. We're going to make 3 big circles going up. So as the elbows lift, they're going to eventually part ways. We're going to draw a big open spiral in the sky, and then they're going to stick back together. Good. Do that 2 more times on your own. It's like a more active version of cactus arms, basically. And the last time your arms come down at your sides, just let them rest there. You can also start to interlace hands behind your back. For a little extra, extend the index fingers down, like you're shooting a little starbeam gun toward the ground. Keep lunging into the front knee. And then exhale slowly, let the hands come down around the foot. Let's rock it back for a little half splits, just to fully get into those hamstrings. Round the back. Head is drawing down, tailbones going back. Inhale, we're gonna lunge it back forward, find that Anjaneyasana. Plant your hands, step back, find down dog, or take a vinyasa by lowering down through chaturanga. Coming into upward facing dog, and back into down dog. Good. If you have any shoulder injuries or working with shoulder issues, you can always skip chaturanga and up dog. You can do chaturanga into push-up, or you can go right back into downward facing dog. So don't be afraid to take a vinyasa class if you're working through that. There's always modifications you can do. Really nice, you guys. One more breath here. And then as you inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, step, walk, or float, top of your mats. I knew we had some floaters in the room. Halfway lift on your inhale. Forward fold on your exhale. Inhale, come all the way up to standing or reach those arms up. And this time we are going to take those cactus arms, so bend the elbows, lifting the chest up. Exhale, hands come back. Let's do that again. I like to think there's a net above you and you're taking the net and you're pulling it back behind your head. Good, inhale, arms come up. Let's do one more of those. Grab the net, take it, pull it back behind you. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift on your inhale. And then let's take the right foot, step it back, find Anjaneyasana, low lunge like we did before. Good, as you reach the arms up, find a nice inhale. Good, we're gonna do the same thing with the shoulder circles. Make sure you're stable in your legs by grounding into that front heel. And then the palms come together, elbows come together. Again, 3 big shoulder circles. So elbows come up and like parts open, and then they stick back together. Good, breathing. Good, on your last one, if you want to interlace hands again, try switching over your digits. So switch the fingers over just one. And if you want to point that one finger down, it can be a nice little line of energy as you open the heart. These look really nice, you guys. One more big breath in here. Good, hands come down around that foot. Start to back out of that lunge. Find half splits, Ardha Hanuman. Rocking the hips back. Drawing that front leg forward. Again, we're focusing on energy coming from the crown of the head all the way through the tailbone. Good, inhale, come forward, bend into the knee, step it back, down dog or take a vinyasa, your choice. Whatever you're feeling today. Good, big breath in. Big breath out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale it out. Good. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or float top of your mat. Find a little halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale, forward fold. This time we're going to bend the knees. Find Uttanasana, chair pose. Good. So the shoulders are relaxed back away from the ears here. We're going to do a little shoulder opening exercise. We're gonna make a Yogi knuckle sandwich. I'm trying to think of a better name for this, but it kind of works. We're gonna make 2 fists, draw them together, and we're gonna take a chair twist. So we're gonna bring left elbow to right knee. Good, now using the leverage that you've created here, press your top knuckle, that right arm, into the lower one and roll the shoulder back. It's like you're peeking out behind you to see what's going on. Good. Just gives you a little extra leverage and encourages that opening. Awesome, you guys. Inhale back to center, and we're going to take it through the other side. So now we're pressing the left knuckle on top of the right knuckle, and that's going to just help guide the shoulder back. Exactly. So we're encouraging that movement of the scapula down the back, and the twist is again coming from the core. Really good, you guys. Inhale, take it back through center. Exhale, forward fold, release. Let's toe heel the feet hip distance. Bend the knees. Find Uttanasana again. We won't stay here too long because that's mean. And so this time we're going to take Ardha Uttanasana, half chair. Reach the arms forward. Tailbones going back, arms reaching forward, and then we're going to push the air away, interlace hands behind the back. Lay your belly on your thighs, and then start to lift the hips. Arms go up overhead. Nice shoulder opening stretch there. Good. Breathing. And then the hands come down to the low back, down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to take a big step back with the left foot. Find warrior 2. Good. Come up and around Vira 2. We're just going to continue on this shoulder opening here. Encourage a little hip opening too. Typical warrior 2, nice and easy. Shoulders are relaxed. And I like to imagine that the arms are floating on the surface of water. So they're really nice and buoyant and light. Yeah, good. James likes it. That's good. It is nice though. It's like, okay, good. We're going to take reverse warrior now. Arm comes straight up. Keep lunging into the front knee. Try to find that space and extension. Really good, you guys. As you bring the arm down, we're going to come into a version of side angle, but we're going to make that Yogi knuckle sandwich again. So bring your right shoulder, right elbow into your knee. Place the left arm on top and then crank that left shoulder back. So it's like, again, you're looking up behind you. Good, you can stay here or you can open up the arms floor to ceiling for your side angle pose. Good. One more breath here. Inhale, straighten the arms, and let's straighten that front leg. Press through the heel to straighten it up. We're gonna take reverse triangle. Arm comes up. We're gonna take it with a half bind. So that left arm is gonna come behind your back. You're guiding the left shoulder back. And then inhale, reach that right arm forward as far as you can get it. Hand comes down, press the back of your hand into your thigh, and again, roll the left shoulder back. Good. From here, all you have to do is lift the left arm, and then you're in nice shoulder alignment for your triangle pose. These look really nice, you guys. Good. Awesome. Press into your front heel, float it on up. Good. Come back into one more warrior two. And then we're just going to windmill the hands down and around. Step it back, either vinyasa or downward facing dog. Sometimes a little vinyasa can be nice to flow it out here. Yeah. I always say rinse it out. Flow it out. Big breath in. Big breath out. Good. One more nice inhale. Exhale it out. Good. As you inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, float, top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Bend the knees, chair pose, Uttanasana. Good. We're going to take a chair twist this time, but the hands are going to come together regular style. Prayer twist. Right elbow or left elbow, right knee. Good. Remember drawing the shoulder back, and if you want to, take it a little further, you can fly the arms. Arms come open. Good. Think of those shoulders drawing together down the back. Awesome, you guys. And then hands come back through center, twist to the other side. Really good breath. So we're pressing that palm into the other palm, maybe extending the arms open to fly. Good. One more big breath here. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Big step back with your right foot. Warrior two, other side. Good. Set up for warrior two. So again, we're focused here on the shoulders, but don't forget the feet. Heel to heel or heel to arch alignment is kind of what we're looking for. Front knee is bent at 90 degrees. Again, the arms are like floating on the surface of water. It's kind of, yeah, right? Exactly. Analogies are great. And then as we inhale, reverse your warrior. Good. Keep that nice lunge going in the front knee so you find the extension. Good. Exhale. We're going to come into side angle. We're going to do one more yogi knuckle sandwich. Make two fists with your hands. Good. We're going to bring the top fist in and you're going to guide that shoulder back. Exactly. Good. Drawing the shoulder here. Once you feel like you're in a nice spot, if you want to open up the arms, you get a nice little extra opening there. There's a lot going on in this pose, so sometimes it's nice to take it in steps. Good. As you inhale, let's come back up. Straighten the front leg. Ah, that's nice. I know, I've done this before. Reverse triangle. We're going to lift the left arm up, half bind, so the right arm comes behind. You can actually stick it on this front hip and guide it back. So we want to guide the hip back. And as we come forward, the hips going back and the arms going in the opposite direction. Back of your hand presses into the leg. You're going to draw that right shoulder back and then just float the arms straight out. So in triangle pose, you want to almost act like there's a wall right behind you and you're stacked perfectly up against the wall. This is a really nice way to help you find that alignment. Beautiful breath, guys. Awesome. On your next inhale, let's lift it back up. Find one warrior two. Exhale, hands come down and around. And then last vinyasa, we will all meet in a nice, easy child's pose. Go ahead, reach those arms out long in front of you. And let's do this. Flip the backs of your hands so they're on the mat, palms face up. Send your breath into your back, mid-back thoracic spine. Really good, you guys. And then on your next inhale, start to make your way onto hands and knees. We're going to find tabletop pose. We're going to come into Gomukhasana, which is cow-facing pose. So you may want to have a strap handy for this next section. We're going to take the right foot, send it back behind you. You're gonna take it and cross it behind your left knee, and then start to scoot your hips back. We're gonna scoot hips between the heels. Now, if this is really intense, because this can be a super intense hamstring and hip flexor stretch, Sukhasana, easy seated pose, super simple. So from here, just find your adjustment. Keep the feet flexed, yeah? Arms are gonna come out long. Inhale, the left arm's gonna come straight up. Your right palm's gonna flip back behind you, and you're gonna reach up, start to wiggle that hand up the back. The left arm reaches up like it's grabbing for a rope. So you want an internal rotation of the upper arm. We're gonna bend at the elbow and then see if you can catch your fingers, your shirts. Men, if you are shirtless doing this, good for you. You can also use a strap. So if that is something that you can't reach, I'm gonna go ahead and just grab this here. Focus on drawing energy up from the hips, lifting up and in. And then as you exhale, you can start to gently forward fold if you wanna take this into the full posture. Now, this is no joke. This is a really deep posture. So make sure you continue to breathe and don't push yourself too far. Good, one more breath here. And then inhale, slowly raise it back up. You're gonna free your arms. Good, take your arms down by your sides and then just crawl them forward. Take one breath here, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. Good, from here we're gonna scoot back onto our hips. Hands come back behind us. Find Navas in a boat pose, just for fun, because why not? Good, as you draw the legs up, shoulders come back. We're gonna place the feet down, reverse tabletop. So feet are hip distance, shoulders draw back, hips lift. Good, again, shoulders are drawing together as the hips go toward the ceiling. And then exhale, lower back down. Good, let's do one more of those. Inhale, hips lift. Exhale, sit it back down. And then from here, cross your ankles. We're gonna come back into tabletop pose. Take this through the other side. Maybe take a cat and cow. Okay, and this time the left foot's gonna come back behind you. All you're gonna do is take the knee, tuck it behind your other knee, and then scoot your hips back, move your ankles out of the way. Good, so you wanna sit between the heels. You're kind of focusing on trying to get both sitting bones down toward the ground as much as you can. This time the right arm's gonna come up. Left arm goes back behind you. And then again, if you can't reach, all you need to do is take a strap, put it in the top arm, bend at your other arm, and then try to catch the strap, starting to walk either hands down the strap, anywhere that feels good. Inhale, lift through center. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips. Relax head and neck. Send your breath into any areas that are feeling tension. The hips, the shoulders. Really nice breath. Inhale, lift it up. We're gonna release the arm. Just at your side, walk the hands forward one more time. Just find a nice little bend here. It's like a little goddess fold. Just feels good. Inhale, walk the hands back. We're gonna walk the hands back behind us. Send the legs straight out this time. Dandasana, staff pose. Hands come at your sides. Shoulders draw back, hugging the hips in toward the center. Finding some space, some strength. And then as you exhale, gently hinge at the hips, start to walk the hands forward. Find a nice, easy forward fold. Slowly start to walk those hands back. Good, we're gonna cross the ankles. Just find a nice, easy, comfortable seat. Close your eyes. Let the palms rest open in your lap. Good. Draw a big breath in, shoulders reach up next to the ears, and then feel them easily slide down your back so you're sitting tall. Hands come to heart center, in front of your chest. Find one last big breath in. Exhale it out. Thank yourself for your practice and your hard work today. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Yeah.